So we have officially started the roadmap to the reveal of NBA 2K26, and this started today as of July 17th, 7:45 Pacific timing, 10:45 Eastern. And today, man, we got a lot in store to break down. So before we move any further, man, I just want to say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So just the other day, Evan from the 2K Stream Team put out a tweet saying, "See you there. We've got a sneak peek at some new features coming in NBA 2K26, including improvements inspired by community feedback." Now this is really important, man, because for those of y'all who played NBA 2K25, y'all know how many problems that we came across, but especially the #1 most toxic playstyle, the L2 cheese. And he actually did follow up with a response coming from Jaybird Monster. He asked, so will there be a big announcement tomorrow or just a teaser trailer that gets shown? Evan replied, no teaser trailer on tomorrow's stream, and that's today. So you'll be stuck with me and Stack's voice, but hopefully some of the things that we talk about will be good news to many. So we just recently got the update of everything that we should be expecting in NBA 2K26, man, and you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but what I'm going to do today is put out a few talks in the community and a few concepts of what I would hope for to see in NBA 2K26, and in the meantime, bro, I'm going to gather all of the information that was just released today for NBA 2K26, put out another video for y'all either later today or tomorrow at around the same time that y'all got this one. And I really just want to say thank every single one of y'all for your support, man. So if it was your first time coming pro, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And I'm also going to open up with a little scripture today. This one's going to be coming out of the book of Matthew 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And this is just a small but powerful and motivational message that I want to spread out to my 2K community, but specifically y'all a part of this family, to let you know that you can put your faith in Jesus Christ and know that the rest in your life will be blessed. Realistically, bro, every single video that I put out, I want to make sure that I direct and guide y'all and bring you closer to Christ as much as I possibly can, bro. So to be that example of him, it's truly an honor and a blessing in my life, bro. And I'm so thankful to be able to put out this type of 2K content and still connect y'all with Jesus Christ, bro. So thank y'all for the support. Y'all are an amazing community, bro. So starting with today's video, man, I do want to go ahead and break down two minor clips, one coming from Uncle Demi's video and another one dropping from 2K itself. So go ahead and pay quick, close attention to this first one from Uncle Demi.
So the era of the big my multiple years with NBA 2K and understanding the direction that these games have to go.
Now I know y'all heard that suspicious slap under Uncle Demi's voice, and I'm telling y'all, man, that gives me all reason to believe that not only is he being truthful, but he's hearing something from somebody inside of 2K, bro. Now, the Uncle Demi, he is not a 2K insider. I'm gonna call him a special agent for 2K, bro, FBI style. Now, another video that I do want y'all to check out really quick is a potential NBA 2K26 demo that we seen some NBA players get. So go ahead and check out this quick video.
I'm really just excited to be in a game. Like, just really seeing my face on the video game.
You can't get a demo? I know you'll have a demo.
Okay, man. Best in the business. Shout out to them.
Now from that video, man, I cannot tell if that's an NBA 2K25 cover or NBA 2K26, but this was just released, and I'm telling you, man, I have all reason and suspicion to believe that they got an NBA 2K26 demo, man. So that's something exciting for the community and something hopefully that we can expect, bro. So something that I do want to dive into is going to be a tweet that I put out the other day. And since we're talking about gameplay feedback from the community, so there's this guy Rich Sosa who put out a tweet on Twitter, and it reads like this: I might have just found the fix to the L2 cheese problem in NBA 2K26. While watching an old clip from NBA 2K19/20, I noticed something important. On defense, I'm the player in the white sweater. When the offensive player tries to post up, I'm not being dragged, bumped, stuck, or sucked into them. And I got a reply from this one coming from Dante Watson. He said, I agree. The freedom of movement even helped when the pushing thing was popular in NBA 2K19. Now, for those of y'all who remember, back in NBA 2K19, the same way that you use to set a screen today, if you double tap circle as a big man while setting a screen, you were literally able, and this was an animation, to push the defensive player out of the way for an open bucket every single time, bro. And that was one of the metas that was probably really strong in the first 3 to 4 months of the game, bro. So you were literally to, instead of setting screens, the same exact way that you do that, double tap circle or B, and you were able to push the defending player out of bounds, out of play, and it was literally open every single time that you did that. Now, this is what he's referring to in this tweet. And then also I got another response from Off the Dome. He put, that magnet on screens and post-ups destroy 2K, and I can definitely relate to what he's saying here, because for those of y'all who have played NBA 2K25, now I'm not sure how many of y'all have experienced this, but if you've been playing 2K since about 2K19, the defense is much different. What we see this year is that you are automatically sucked into pretty much who you are closest to and whoever has the ball, but specifically when posting up and using that L2 cheese lineup, bro. So I think this is something that if we were to see the mechanics from defense specifically in this specific scenario in NBA 2K26 from NBA 2K20, bro, I think it would be a huge W for the community. And this is just something that I did mention in my last video, so if y'all want to go ahead and check that out, go ahead and do so. I've been dropping the latest and, you know, pretty much all of the best NBA 2K26 news for this cycle. So I really want you to keep on board with what we're talking about, because each of these videos that I'm putting out, man, is different, and I want to try to provide the most value possible that I can. So another tweet that I'm going to get into is going to be one that we talked about the other day. I put out a tweet saying word on the street is 6'6" tall PGs will be the wave in NBA 2K26. And this is a really interesting response from Batman. He put, man, I would be happy with 6'5" even, LOL. And for them to remove the height caps on dribble moves, 86 ball handle on a 6'7" or 6'8" should be able to use 6'4" and under moves or 6'10" dribbles. And jumpers, slow them down a bit if you have to as people get taller. Another person replied facts, and he put, cause it's no reason why a build meets the requirements and still can't use a move. That's nasty work by 2K. And this is something that I'm really hoping does change in NBA 2K26. It really didn't make a lot of sense this year, but I really think that 2K is going to capitalize on this, fix this, and especially with the updates that we did get this morning, man, like I mentioned, I'm going to put everything together in one video for y'all, either later today or tomorrow. I definitely got y'all right, man. I just want to be sure that I gather the most valuable information at that too. Now right here, I want to get into some concepts that I've been seeing a lot from Cheese 2K, and if y'all haven't seen already, man, go ahead and check him out on TikTok and Twitter. So he's been really going into depth with some concepts that I would love to see in NBA 2K26, man. So for this first one, this is specifically for MyPark old school versus new school, kind of like Rise versus Elite. So this is a revamp for MyPark gameplay. The concept, the old school, you know, that it just says in the logo itself, as you can see on screen, bro. So old school versus new wave, you can see the two differences, and this is something that I think a lot of people would really be interested in and intrigued to play, especially because of just the way that it's diverse here, man. I think it's really nice. Now on top of that, he also does go into the breakdown of what each affiliation would have. So compete weekly to earn rep for your affiliation, play at opposing parks to win 2 times rep for winning, home courts get a +2 to all attributes capped out at 99. Now some of the mentions in this are a little bit drastic, but definitely I think we're on the right path here, especially with his thoughts, man. This is somebody that I think 2K definitely needs to pay attention to. Furthermore, it goes, Park will show top dogs for players who defend their turf, Park will show most wanted for players winning on opponent's turn. This is something that I think even myself, bro, really intrigues me to wanna, have something like this implemented in NBA 2K26. And he even goes into depth and detail with the rep levels, the badge perks. So for example, let's just go ahead and say you pick the old school team. You got old school vibes, shirts versus skins, team A versus team B, and the badge perks that you get, and these are from previous 2Ks, about 2K17 and prior. You get the MyPark park handles badge, the screen crusher badge, and nothing easy. But if you go ahead and pick the new wave, it's nightclub vibes, exclusive park drip, so team A, team B, and the badge perks that you get here would be park handles, iron wall, lucky number 7. If you played the older 2Ks, man, this makes probably a little bit more sense to you, but if you haven't, these are pretty much badges that every player would be able to unlock in the older 2Ks, specifically for Park, man. And then this just goes into the revamp of the ranks. So you got the bronze, which is a youngin, silver hooper, gold the baller, red the phenom, and then purple the goat, the best of all. So I think this is something really interesting and intriguing, and really the way that he broke it down, bro, it's going to be ending off with a season championship at Rucker Park, which, I would assume it's going to be some type of, game mode or some type of event that they would have to add into the city, just like they already do with the event center. And it reads, affiliations will battle it out, and the affiliation with the most wins for the event earns rep boost for the next season. So he really went into detail, broke this down of how we should go about that. And I think this is a brilliant idea to implement and really just get that new feel, new generation, new wave of players back and intrigued back into NBA 2K26, man. Another concept that I did see from him is going to be this custom tattoo uploader. So he really went into detail of, picking and choosing which tattoos that you can upload. So step 1, you would upload. Step 2, visit a tattoo parlor. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, it's going to have a section for custom tattoos. And then from there, you can place it. And I'm just going to show y'all a few different designs that he went over. And I think this is a fire idea. I can definitely see a few problems with this. For example, back in, I think it was 2K18, bro. For those of y'all who do remember the custom t-shirts, I can see the same exact problem happening with this one. But something that can actually make it better is if there was some type of review process in between. But I know that's going to charge and cost 2K more money, but definitely something worthwhile thinking about. Now from here, man, I'm going to go into badges, and this is another concept. This is called the accountability badge system. So it's a new concept for NBA 2K. Specifically, I would love to see this in NBA 2K26. So the way that he went into it, negative badges. So ball hog, triggered for PGs with low assist averages and high uses without playmaking. Shot chucker, assigned to players who consistently take low quality or contested shots. Cone, given to players who repeatedly miss defensive rotations and don't contest shots. These badges would appear next to your name in Rec, Pro-Am, or Park as a signal to teammates. This is something very nice that I would like to see. Now, positive badges. Teammate badge, earned by players who consistently make extra passes, call for switches, or get stops. Glue guy, for players with balanced stat lines and consistent support play. Anchor, given when defensive players who rotate, hedge, and help properly. I think both of these systems would be very nice to see in NBA 2K26. Now, why does this help the game? It discourages bad habits like forced shots or stat chasing, and it does reward players for actual real team-oriented behavior. Now, this is something that I can see going both ways, bro. If you make a build and let's just say you're a Steezo type player, you just want to ISO, you're not looking to pass. That's something that I think can definitely have a negative impact on it. Really takes away from the ISO community, but the overall, introduction of it, I think it's a nice idea, but this has got to be something taken, not in the park, only in, I would say, 5v5 setting game modes like the Rec, Pro-Am, anything that's more than 3 players on the court on each team, I think that'd be perfect for. He also went into detail saying that these badges can't be earned, but they're only given based off how you play. So you can't make certain attributes that allow for equipping these badges. It's all going to be based off how you play and realistically just your stats from game to game, man. So something that I think would be a nice, addition to NBA 2K26. But specifically, like I said, bro, this has got to be more for the team play settings, the 5s, maybe the 4s, but definitely the 5s. I wouldn't see this as a positive in the 3s. I can see so many things going wrong with it, but definitely something worth taking note about. Now, Another concept that I really, I fell in love with this one, bro. So the NBA 2K26 MyCareer co-op journey. So he went into detail with, look, option number 1, start your journey together, same team or different teams. Do it on your own, start solo MyCareer, which is what we already have, or start a co-op MyCareer, man. I'm really excited. If we get a co-op MyCareer in NBA 2K26, bro, that's probably going to be one of the newest, most slept on but fun game modes, bro. I can already see me making so many different types of content off of that, but especially with my girl, bro, I'm gonna have to carry her to that NBA championship the right way. But it would be really, something special to have a storyline go along with it that intrigues us to play even more. And something that I really loved about NBA 2K25 was the cosmetic gear and then the Leatherman patches that you actually unlock throughout the seasons. That was something that I thought was a fire idea and concept, and maybe if we can get something similar in NBA 2K26, man, that would really intrigue a lot of players to play. Now, he went into detail on the actual co-op MyCareer. So MyCareer is already about story and grind, but it's lonely and repetitive every single year. This adds social depth without needing full online 5v5 squads. It's a bridge between casual MyCareer gameplay and online MyCareer comp, especially for friends who play together consistently. Like I said, man, this is something that I think would be very special to be introduced in NBA 2K26. On top of that, regarding the tweet from Boomy the other day, she did mention, and I want y'all to check out my last video to see exactly what I'm talking about. She mentioned that reps should be allowed to be acquired across all game modes, whether it's MyCareer, whether you're playing online or not. She mentioned it should be accessible across all game modes, and if we've seen a co-op MyCareer, this would make that even that much more accessible to hitting legend. Now, these next few things are just something that I think would really help elevate NBA 2K26 and the community as a whole. So maybe adding a run it back feature. So a feature 2K needs. You just finished a rec or pro-am game, emotions are high, the competition was real, and both squads want more. How many times have y'all played against a team, lost or won, and you want a rematch but you can't do it because either there's another team on the court next or it's matchmaking? Why go back to matchmaking when the rematch could start right now? Introducing run it back. Post-game rematch option. Same squads, same arena. Keep the momentum alive. No more waiting in lobbies. It's fast, it's competitive. It's what 2K should have had years ago. I think this is something really smart, but the only negative thing that I do see about it is how boosters would take advantage of this, constantly just replaying and dropping and quitting games just so that way they can play against AIs. Other than that, I think this is something really smart that 2K needs to be careful with if they do decide to implement it. And of course, man, this is something that I stand with on the community. Remove RNG in NBA 2K26, man. Shooting, badges, steals, none of this should rely on dice rolls, bro. Prioritize input-based skill over randomness. Skill should always beat chance. And I think this is something that not a lot of the 2K community understands, bro. To hit a white, that's completely random. To green a shot, that's skill. Now, really understand the difference, and once you do that, bro, I promise you it's gonna make a whole lot more sense to you. And one last thing, bro, return to excellent shooting. I know a lot of people want the classic return of shot meters. Go ahead and bring it to us, 2K. If that's what the community wants, why not do something this small that goes a long way, man? It would be really nice to get some type of advanced stat tracker, really so we can go over and analyze our previous games and really try to implement what we can do better. Something that I really saw this year, and a comment on a video that I saw from someone regarding defense and offense in NBA 2K25. So, coming from Dragonian 100, he put, defense needs to be animated with pro play like offense. Until then, the relationship between offense and defense in this game will always look and feel off. And I can agree with this 100%, man. Really well formed and, really well said comment. I think this is something that once we start to see the balance between offense and defense, especially with the implementation of pro play, that's when we're going to see a much different and more balanced 2K. And one final thing that I do want to mention. This tweet is coming from Drew, the Creator 23. This 2K's too realistic. Well, unrealistic stuff like this happens way too much, LOL. This is nowhere near a realistic 2K game. And I'm on both sides of the fence with that one, man. There's some things in this game that are really, really good, and some things that I do not like at all. Whichever one it is and which side you're on, bro, it's all coming down to if you're looking to make positive changes for the community. And that's what I'm looking to do with this video, bro, to put out as much suggestions as possible and spread as much info with y'all. That's my goal with every single one of these videos, man. So I just want to say thank every single one of y'all for your support. God bless you, man. And I'm very excited with the news that we did just receive of NBA 2K26. It's only going to continue to get better from here on out, man. So continue to stay tuned for the latest and greatest NBA 2K26 news. And I really just want to say thank you so much for your support, man. So if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And y'all can go ahead and click the video right now on the screen, so you can go ahead and check out the previous video to match up everything with what I said in this one. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. God bless you, and Rich out.